Alright, hello, welcome back to Mildly Gumpler. My name is Morty. Today we are finally looking at the Kyrios. So I've been putting this one off mainly because I'm not a big fan of a couple of gimmicks that these 00 kits have. So let's jump into that, shall we? Just before we bump into the review, let's talk about a couple of things that I'm probably not going to enjoy about this kit. So first off is these little holographic clear parts here. They are really annoying to put in. They don't like sitting in place. They often, they'll be sitting there and the part will be sitting flush and nice and neat. And then you'll try to shift it and articulate it and the part will just go pop. And the bottom will still be sitting in, or the top will still be sitting in, but the other half of it will be flopping out and about, and you got to pull the part apart, and then yeah, it's really frustrating. But you've got that part over here, which looks like it probably has the GN drive and some of the leg armor from the looks of it. We've got the multicolour parts. We've got the beautiful clear green parts for the GN condensers and the cockpit for the transformation, and also nice big beam sabers in there as well, plus a beautiful sticker sheet. Going on into here, we've got some more of the inner frame stuff. Now the inner frame doesn't look crazy detailed, but I'm not one of these types that likes having a super detailed inner frame because I keep all the armor on. Look at that. This orange doesn't show up too well on the camera, but that is a absolutely gorgeous shade of orange. So looking forward to seeing that. And on the final product, a couple more parts here. Digging in through some more orange, some more, looks like it's probably parts of the weapon system and stuff like that, and some transformation parts. Going through, I've got a couple more packs at the bottom here, but looking at this is a polycap free build, which is, anyone that has watched my channel before will know that I am very excited about polycap free builds. So this is very nice. Obviously the Kyrios is a 2020 kit, and it is not a version 2.0 or anything like that. So this is the only one kind of like it, aside from Dynamis and possibly some of the older X-Years, but the Dynamis I think shares a similar frame to this one here. So let's jump into the build, and I will see you on the other side for my thoughts and opinions, if those are what you're after. I'll see you soon. All right, welcome back. That was the build of the Kyrios. I will admit my focus and my field of view a little bit weird, but hopefully I managed to catch everything for the most part. So the Kyrios is an interesting mobile suit. I really quite enjoyed this build actually. It was easier, I want to say, than the Dynamis. Definitely easier than the Seven Sword Quant, because that thing was a mess, a bit of a nightmare. I've not had the best experience with these 00 kits in the past. Even the Dynamis I had quite a bit of trouble with, but partly that I think was inexperience with Gundam kits. These ones tend to be a little bit more complicated and complex than, say, a UC kit, except Zeta. Zeta can go jump off a cliff. But this guy here is quite cool. He's got a few things going on with his outlook and his setup and stuff. I'm not going to do a transformation. I may eventually put him into a transformation, and if I can remember, I might do a little filming of it and just put it up on the IG. But the back here, obviously, this is the cockpit area for the jet form, I guess you could call it. Then the GN shield comes into part of it, as well as these movable parts on the back of the shoulders. Now you've also got these missile pods that I've currently got attached to each arm. And they're on just a stick joint, right? Stick joint thing poking hole to fit on there. So they've got the 360-degree rotation, but they have no other type of articulation straight away, at least. No other type of articulation. They look kind of like they should on the underside of it, but they do not. So yeah, they just slot right on in, or you can take this little thingamabob off there and have the arm bare. So you've got a couple of different options. I might leave it like that for now, and stick that into the bundle of extras. Now, speaking of extras, there is a lot. There's a lot left over. So there's 4 runners left over with stuff on them. Well, technically 5 because there was all the hands and stuff. But you've got these 2 runners here at the front, these 2 grey runners. These have a lot of central parts for the knee joints and some other shoulder and hip joints and stuff like that. I'm guessing from other kits. I don't read Japanese, so I can't read what is on this runner. And then you've got another couple of white runners underneath there, which look like they have old school styles of they've got the very curved leg armor that you'd find in not in the 00 series, unless you're thinking maybe a Jinx or something like that. But yeah, the style of armor is not coherent with the 00 series, which is all sharp lines and edges. So maybe it's needly or something like that. I don't know, but it's not from the Kyrios, obviously. So this kit, quite cool. I really enjoyed the build. I sat down, took a good 4 or 5 hours. It took a little bit longer than normal, but I did take a lunch break, so not really taking that into account. But yeah, I quite thoroughly enjoyed this. It's not anything spectacular. I'm not going to call it a master tier master grade. It is just a high tier master grade. There's nothing wrong with it, but it doesn't go out of its way to be absolutely incredible. Despite the fact that it has a transformation function, it seems to be quite sturdy. Now that is obviously the lack of polycaps speaking in that regard. And yeah, I quite enjoyed it. There's a couple of little things I'm not a big fan of. Obviously, at the start I mentioned, not a big fan of these GN condensers, and I'm not a big fan of, can't even really see most of them. I don't like how the weapon works, but you've got these little holograph parts on like the back of the arm, at the top of the on the upper thigh area, and you hardly see them. You go through all this effort to put them on, and it's really frustrating to put them on. I don't like how they work, but then you don't even really see them. It's like, why did you bother doing that? Just give me like a normal clear part or something like that. I get that some of them are on joints and you want them to be flexible, but like I don't see most of them, so why? But whatever, the creators have built it this way, and obviously it's trying to be somewhat aesthetically like it is in the anime itself. So yeah, that's a thing. Now there is a lot of articulation in the GN shield here, where it turns into the giant claw, but again, I'm not going to fiddle with it too much on camera, because I'm likely to just break something and there'd be just weird mouth noises as I try to figure it out. So yeah, that is the Kyrios. If you're a big fan of Gundam 00, you've probably already got this kit. If you're on the fence because you're not a huge fan of the series, but you kind of want something a bit different from your standard red, white, and blue, the Kyrios is definitely going to stand out on the shelf. This guy's going to go up with my Freedom, and he's going to look super cool right next door to him. So yeah, that I'm looking forward to having him up on the shelf, and I am really glad that I got him and built him, despite my previous reservations about the kit as a whole. So yeah, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, leave all that good stuff in the comments down below. I did count out the other day, and I had 9 left, so this is number 9, so that leaves 8 more left for the year. So what should be my final one of the year, which I think is like the day or 2 days after Christmas. So what should be my final one? Please let me know in the comments down below. Otherwise, my name is Morty, this is Mildly Gunpla, and I'll see you next week.